Now that Bose has joined the ranks of Atmos-enabled soundbars, it's time to do a comparison with one of its closest competitors, the Sonos Arc. In this video, I'll go over what separates these two from one another and why you might choose one over the other. For starters, these each have their own unique look. The Arc has a tubular shape with a matte finish all the way around, and it's available in both black and white. The Soundbar 900 is also available in black or white, and the grille has a matte finish, but the top is made of a single piece of glass. It's a little more eye-catching, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's better. The glass top is more reflective and it picks up fingerprints pretty easily, so there may be a little more effort involved in keeping it clean. They're also different sizes. The Sonos is almost 45 inches wide, while the Bose is just over 41. The Bose is also 2¼ inches tall, while the Sonos is just under 3½ inches tall. You want to keep this in mind if you're planning to put your soundbar on the same shelf as your TV so you don't block the picture. It shouldn't be an issue in most cases, especially with newer TVs, since most now are designed with soundbars in mind, but it is something that could make a difference with maybe an older TV or one with a low pedestal. Now, if you do run into a situation where either one is blocking the picture, they each have an optional wall mount available as well. The next difference between these two is really how you control them. The Sonos is almost completely driven by the app. It can work with TV remotes for volume, but everything else must be done through the app, which I'll get into a little later on. The Bose uses an app as well, but it also comes with a separate remote in the box. That remote can come in handy if, say, you don't have your phone with you, or maybe if someone wants to use the soundbar and doesn't have the app installed on their phone. Now, as far as the apps go, Sonos has really been kind of the gold standard for wireless home audio, and they still are as far as I'm concerned. Both apps are easy to use, and everyone's going to have different opinions on which one they prefer, but the Sonos just seems to be a little more straightforward. As with anything though, the more you use the app, the easier it'll become, no matter which one you choose. Room optimization is another important feature these both have, but they each do it a little differently. Bose uses their Adapt IQ technology, which involves wearing a headband that has a microphone built in, and then you're going to sit in different positions around the room while the soundbar plays back some test tones. Sonos uses a technology called TruePlay tuning. It's similar in that the soundbar is going to play a series of test tones, but instead of sitting in different spots with a headband on, you actually use a phone or a tablet and walk around the room while you're raising and lowering it as those tones play. But you can only use this feature with certain iOS devices. So if you're an Android user, you'll need to borrow someone's iDevice to tune your Sonos system. Both ways are effective in optimizing the speaker to the room, but for anyone who doesn't have an Apple device, the Bose is going to be a little more convenient in that regards. Then we have inputs. The Bose has an HDMI with an enhanced audio return channel, Wi-Fi, and optical connections, plus you also get Bluetooth. Sonos has an HDMI with an enhanced audio return channel, an optical connection through an adapter that can be used in the same HDMI input, and Wi-Fi, but no Bluetooth. And Bluetooth is nice, but the real reason to buy one of these is for the Atmos capabilities, and you can't use those unless you're using the eARC input, so it is a difference, but not necessarily a big one. Finally, we have the sound quality. Neither brand really goes into specifics about power, but the Bose Smart Soundbar 900 has 7 drivers plus their phase guide technology built in, while the Sonos Arc has 11 drivers, which is also why it's a bit wider. Now, sound quality is pretty subjective, so I'll give my thoughts, but understand not everyone is going to agree with me here. If you live in the Chicagoland area, you can always stop by and listen to each of these in our showroom. Now, having listened to both, I found the height channels to be equally effective for Atmos content. They do a really good job getting the audio to reflect off the ceiling and making it feel like there are speakers actually above you. Is it the same as having speakers up there? No, but they do what they're supposed to, and it's a much easier setup. For bass, the Sonos seems to be a little more impactful. Both models are dramatically impacted by adding the optional subwoofers, but without that sub, the Sonos seem to give a little more on the low end. Vocals on each were equally good though. Dialogue is clean and comes through extremely clearly, and both also have a dialogue booster option that noticeably enhances the experience when you need it. I would say the biggest difference between these two for movie audio is the fact that Sonos has an option for night listening. It suppresses the really loud noises and brings up the soft ones, and that provides a better listening experience when you're trying to maybe watch a movie and not disturb people around you who might be sleeping or studying, or maybe someone who just needs a little more quiet. You could get a similar effect with the Bose if you take the time to make some manual adjustments, but that can be a little cumbersome to do every time you're in that situation. So, who are these for? If you already own other Sonos or Bose smart speakers, it's easy. Just go with the matching soundbar. You won't be disappointed with either one. But if this is your first smart speaker, or you're looking for a speaker to build a system around, if you listen to a lot of music in addition to watching shows and movies, I would say go with the Sonos. I like the way they integrate the various music services into their app, and I felt like music sounded just a little fuller with the Arc. If you're looking for a speaker that offers more connections, or one that has kind of a more impactful appearance, the Bose would be a great choice. Like I said though, you really can't go wrong either way, whether it's full-blown Atmos content or just your kid's favorite version of Baby Shark that you're listening to. And at the same price point, you're getting a ton of sound for the money. If you need any help figuring out which one might be right for you, be sure to click the link in the description to contact our experts right here at the store. We're always happy to help. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.